Hi and welcome back. In the previous lecture, we saw an example of a game that needs to take input from different kinds of devices. So we created a hierarchy of input classes and gave the input through the keyboard. Now let's say we are porting this game onto a mobile platform and we would like to take input from the accelerometer. And we'll assume that an accelerometer class already exists and it's created by someone else. So here I will add a class that will help take input from the accelerometer. Now because it is written by someone else, it may have a different interface. The methods that it has are get horizontal axis and get vertical axis. And in the implementation of these methods, they will return a value between -1 and +1. Horizontal axis represents the tilting of the phone in the horizontal direction. So if the phone is tilted left, then the accelerometer will report a negative value. And if the phone is tilted right, then it will report a positive value. In the same way, if the phone is tilted forward and backward, then get vertical axis will report corresponding values. For forward, it will return a positive value, and for backward, it will return a negative value. So you see, these two functions will not return booleans. Just like in the previous class keyboard, we will use random engine so that these functions can return random values. And this time we will use the uniform int distribution class, and we will generate values from -10 to +10. I don't want to use -1 to +1 because then we'll have to compare floating point values, and I don't want to get into that discussion. So we will just return values ranging from -10 to +10. That's it, we're done. Let's look at the class diagram. In our game example, here we have the client, and this client is nothing but the game itself, and it will use different kinds of input devices through the base class input. So it depends on the base class input and its methods such as down, left, right, and up. So if we want to give input to the game through a different kind of a device, we just have to add a new class here and inherit it from input. Now we need to take input from accelerometer class, but it is written by someone else and it does not have the same interface that the game expects. The game expects an input class to have these 4 methods, but accelerometer does not have these methods. So what are we going to do here? Should we re-implement accelerometer class with the correct interface? We may not have the correct knowledge to do that, and it will probably require a lot of time and effort. Or should we modify the accelerometer class and modify its interface? That will be too much work. So here we can use an adapter. All we have to do is create a new class, inherit it from input so that it has the same interface that the game expects, and inside that class we can use the functionality of the accelerometer. So the class that we create here is nothing but the adapter. So we will see how to use this accelerometer from the adapter. Accelerometer is the adaptee. We know we can either use inheritance or composition. But let's see the implementation of the adapter in the next lecture. See you there.